Buying My First Property by Joseph Burchell. Project Management Capstone, Wentworth Institute of Technology, March 25th, 2018. After leaving the military in early 2014, I told myself that within 5 years I would be looking at buying my own home. 3.5 years later, I found myself in a fairly secure job position and the market was right, so I decided to buy our own home. Selecting this home was perfect for us because the ground had just been broken and we were able to work hand in hand with the builder to sculpt the home that we had envisioned. Description: on behalf of my fiance and I will submit a request for funds for $330,000 from the mortgage lender Veterans United. With this, we will begin building our dream home with the help of Mulligan Builders and Vicor Homes. Upon completion, we will have furnished 1,500 square foot home with a valid occupancy permit adhering to our 6-month schedule and $340,000 budget. The main objective: to have a 1,500 square foot house built on the lot of 17 Tuesday, Bourne, Massachusetts, on or before the date of January 15th, 2018, at or below the agreed budget of $340,000. Suggested criteria: managing this type of project, I will have to initiate immediate and lasting communications with all stakeholders, keeping the communication lines open, founder success in all project settings. Documentation of all contracts and purchases will be recorded and kept by my office. These are just a few of the many key deliverables for this project. Funding. This project requires a minimum funding figure of $340,000 for the structure of the home and all of the amenities inside and out. Funding for the home: Veterans United Home Loans. Funding for the interior: Joseph Burchell, the project manager, myself. Key deliverables: milestones: purchasing a lot no later than August 20th, pulling required building permits by the 20th of August, break ground on site work and prep for foundation September 1st, pour foundation, run necessary utilities to their respective locations September 10th, prep for inspection before backfill, rough framing of the house, and inspected by October 30th. Milestones continued: rough and electrical, drywall, hardwood floors, finished carpentry, final electrical, paint, appliances, signed papers. Technical requirements: home must meet local building codes. All windows and doors must pass NFRC Class 40 energy ratings. Exterior wall insulation must meet an A factor of 21. Ceiling insulation must meet an R factor of 38. Floor and insulation must meet an R factor of 25. Structure will pass seismic stability codes. Structure needs to pass a blast test for proper air circulation and retention. Limits and exclusions: the house will be built to the specifications agreed, design of the original blueprints provided by the customer. Builder is responsible for landscaping. Air conditioning is not included, but pre-wiring is included. Contractor reserves the right to contract out services. Contractor is responsible for subcontracted work. Site work is limited Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Customer review: myself, the project manager, and Annika Bernami, my fiance. Key assumptions: the bank will allow me to spend what I anticipate. Builders will agree on changes I wish to make to the spec home. All colors and options are available through the selected vendors. The home is not in a flood zone, and credit and finances hold up. Constraints: bank requires a closing within 90 days in order to hold the interest rate. Timeline: budgets, resources, weather, disruptions to workflow, safety, builder and vendor timelines. Major risks: paying for upgrades on the kitchen without final knowledge of closing, paying for other upgrades without final knowledge of closing, losing deposits of $6,000, losing money for inspections. Project Manager: Joseph Burchell. I am the main point of contact and can be reached any time. Reporting requirements: all documents for review must be mailed to 102 Longview Drive, Bridgewater, Mass. Lessons learned: glass company had to be called in to remove sliding glass door in order to accommodate fridge because proper measurements were not conducted. Yard had to be hydroseeded twice. Builder was called back because of a failed window. Lessons learned continued. Other than the aforementioned circumstances, this project was not plagued by any of the typical project headaches, scheduling delays, miscommunication, budget issues, nothing. This project was a success and now being enjoyed by my family and I. Here's the final project. Here's the auxiliary project documents. It's my work breakdown structure. Set up into 3 areas: lot acquisition, excavation, and structure. The monitoring plan. With the target values as the months go by. Same monitoring plan. It's the finish of the monitoring plan. Structural evaluation plan includes the evaluation questions, specific sub-questions, indicators, measures, data sources, data collection technique, and data analysis. Here's the stakeholder register. Name, title, level, function, PTM assigned. Stakeholder register. Strong suits. And I have some photographs of the completed project and intermittently throughout the project being completed. Obviously the structure is up, the foundation is poured, utilities have been run, the siding is on, everything's missing but the shutters, the stairs, and the landscape. Here's another shot of the back. There's the submerged 500-gallon propane tank that powers the heat and the hot water. Another shot with the shutters on. Here you have the roughed in drywall before they started to plaster. Same shot. That's a view into the kitchen. It's a better view into the kitchen. It's a kitchen. View out a window, looking at the canal. This is the master bedroom. It's one of the gables. Closets. This is the kitchen, looking into the basement and the side door. There's the house. It's actually starting to look like something. There's another house. This was actually the picture that the realtors used when we found it. Another shot of the propane tank. This is when the hardwood steps were being completed. Hardwood floors are going in. Kitchen's going in. Everything's starting to come together. Hardwood floors are down. Tiles in. Windows are in. Vanities are in. This was right around the beginning of December when all of this was happening. We had our steps installed. The deck was installed. Granite was installed on the vanities in the bathrooms and the kitchen. Hardwood steps were finished. Everything was stained accordingly. Driveway was paved. This is about December 15th. Driveway is paved. This was the day that we moved in. Since then we've added an island, railings on the deck, ran French drains before the landscape was finished. This is before it was hydroseeded. There it is, hydroseeded. This concludes my capstone final project. I hope you enjoyed it.